Hey everybody, welcome back. It's James here. I know it's been a while since I posted a video. I've been going through a lot, my personal life, between my daughters moving in with me full time, getting my new shop opened up for my business, and expanding to 3 new general contractors working for us. It's just been a lot. And when I get home, I kind of just wanted to play Golden Tee a little bit after doing the whole dinner dad thing. So I did see 2 days ago on one of my videos, Donald Tatter requested that I record a video for Elk Back. I'm going to do so now. Elk Back is a super fun course. There's different ways to attack different holes, but I choose the same route every time for each hole, so that way there's no variation in how I have to attack the holes. I'm recording a little bit fast, so I don't have a 30-minute video again. It'll probably still end up being close to 30 minutes because all my videos are. And this is going to be an expert 9-hole challenge. I am upgrading to insiders. Again, the clubs may be longer, but they play generally the same. Instead of going 307 with a club, it might go 295, but it's still going to play the same for the most part. So, for the first hole, we're always going to aim out there on the fairway. I know it doesn't show that I'm reaching now. The only time we're not going to go for the fairway is if we're in that bottom right tee box. If you look at your mini map, there's 3 tee boxes. I'm in the middle one. If we're in the bottom right tee box with headwind pushing in our face, we're going to aim at this island with a high tee Maniacs 3-wood. And depending on the wind, it could be anywhere from 96 to 99%. But any other situation, we're going to take a gold tee, move it as far up as we can with a driver and a Maniacs. If the wind's to the right, I want to kind of aim it out over the ocean so it'll push it right on the land. It's to the left, we're going to aim kind of over here. So right now, the wind's a little bit to the right, so I'm not going to go too far out in the ocean. And just put it out on the fairway here like this. See, if we aimed towards the land, we'd be stuck behind the mountain. Now, I've seen numerous people approach this flag with an iron. I've actually found that this is one of the times where, regardless, it's always better to use a wood. I didn't get good wind, so we're going to go to use the 9-wood, which is pretty much auto GSP. So we're going to go to the 7-wood. We're going to apply a javelin. And since it is uphill, we have a 3-mile-an-hour right wind and a right 1. We're going to kind of go like maybe 2/3 of what that would be. Somewhere around the right side of this U. Drop it down. We need to lose 30 yards. That's about 13%. We're going to add 6% for the elevation with the 7-wood. So now we are at 7% off, and then a little bit more because the wind is slightly down. So we're going to go like 6.5% off. And we got in GSP range. We need to add a little bit more for that downwind. All right. As you guys might have saw in the Gold League final match, there's 2 different ways to approach this. I always go to the bottom shelf, just like the one and only Chad Shrump himself said, because it's the shot I'm familiar with. Normally I'd use a torpedo, but I wasn't quite making it out there, so I just wanted to make sure I got down there. The torpedo go a little bit further. Alright, the key here is that your clubs are going to go a little bit less than what they show. And I'm going to show you this here. Even if I use a 5-iron, if I go full power, I'm going to take a mulligan. If I go full power, it doesn't even make it up there. It doesn't have enough loft to get there. Now you have different options. You could possibly do like a 7-iron with a Maniacs. Go somewhere around like right here. Go like 90, I don't know, we'll try like 96% or so. And there's an option. I'm not really doing any math. We could do a 9-wood, which will go 206, take off 53 yards. It's about 25% off. Add 5% for the elevation, so 20% off. Take about 3% more off, so we'll do like 23%. Go somewhere over here. Yeah. I can't tell. That looks, whatever. Something like that. And let it roll up. And the thing is it's really hard to get in right there on that shot if you can't approach it with like an 8-iron or a 7-iron. So we didn't really have a chance for GSPs. On this one here, this is another one of those fake greens. It shows it's an up 3, but it's obviously below us. The up 3 and the down elevation pretty much cancel each other out. There's some fine adjustments when you're playing in league play or something where you're trying to get GSPs on every shot. But for the most part, we're just going to adjust for the wind. It's going to go back right some. We need to lose 1%, give or take, a little over 1%, and then give back some for the downwind. If I shoot this full, I'm going to do 2 shots. If I shoot this full, I imagine it's going to be long by just a little bit. See? So that's why we're not going to shoot it full. We're going to adjust for the wind again. Go right about there. And we're going to actually take off like... Alright, we're going to take off like 1.5%. Somehow it's 276 yards. I thought the last time it said 277. We're going to take off like 1.5%, add 0.5% back for the wind. And then we're going to, so that's 1% off. And then we're going to take maybe 1% more off. Go somewhere around like 98%. That's a little crooked. Somewhere around 98% should be good. Yeah, see, it was a little in between 98 and 99. But again, you're not going to get GSPs every single shot unless you're really breaking it down to the decimal. But getting on there with a nice little auto 8-foot putt, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Hole 13, we're going to aim for this shelf. You, again, have to figure out what club gets you there depending on the club set you're using. For insiders, it's going to be a 4-wood or a 3-wood, sometimes a 5-wood if you have this good tee box with some massive tailwind. But I apply a javelin to just kind of contradict the wind. This right here, I could actually do a 3-wood and go like 97.5%. The 4-wood full isn't going to quite get me to the tip, but it's fine. Because all the shots are pretty much full shots from here. There's different ways to attack this. We could go with a high loft driver. And if we use an orbit, we're going to spin back too far. I'm going to show you that. That was actually really good. I didn't even think about the downwind. You can use a javelin and try to go in straight at it. You could try to snipe it. You can use a grabber. It all depends on where the pin is on the green. I like to I like to kind of zoom in on the green sometimes and do this and look and say, okay, you know, oh, like there, I kind of have a forward approach at it because the pin's towards the back. If it's towards the front of the green, then I know that the game is trying to tell me use a sniper or an orbit or a grabber. This one here, I like to save tees and balls on this, so I just kind of aim out there, adjust for the wind, and hit it out there naked, because wherever you land, it doesn't matter. It's always going. I always approach this. I know I've seen a lot of guys when the pin's over here approach it with irons like a stinger. I don't. I always approach this green with a 9-wood, and I'm gonna use my distance. I need to lose 18 and 6 yards is 24. We're gonna call that 12% off. I'm gonna add 4 for the up 6 to an 8% off, and then we're gonna add like 2.5 more for the wind. So now we're at 5.5% off. We're gonna adjust over for the wind. Something right there, and it was 2.5% off. I misswiped bad on the up swipe. Let's try to redo that a little bit. Okay, we got to take 18 and 6 is 24 off. Add 4 and add 2. That's 12. Add 6. We're gonna go like 6% off. That was a really, really bad swipe. I think I went way too far over anyway. So we're gonna take like 6% off. That was too low. That actually might be okay. Yeah, see, I need to go where I was at before, that like 5.5, 6% off. It actually catches the green, bounces, and then rolls back just a hair. I'm not fine-tuning in my math because I don't know if you can hear it, but I have 3 kids running around the other room. I just want to get this video in so I don't keep putting it off. This one is an interesting pin. If you have one of those left tee boxes, I'm going to show you the shot. I take a gold tee. I go down to whatever the distance is to the hole. I go down a club like this. I aim kind of like, here's the flag right there. I aim left of the flag a little bit, and then I just do a B1 cut, but you're going to see why it doesn't work from this tee box, because it clips the backside of the mountain and never rolls onto the green. Another option that you have, but that's what I do from the left tee boxes. It does, as you can see, it doesn't work here. I could do a gold high tee, club down just a little bit more, apply a maniacs, cut it to the or aim over here to the left so I can get a little bit bigger of a curve. Cut it to the right. I'm trying to get right about there, and do a B1 and get a curve onto the green. But as you can see, it's really hard to gauge distance, because even if I did the 5-wood, did the same thing, aim over here, do that little massive curve thing, it's just so sporadic because of the way that green's angled. So what I find easier, as long as you have tailwind like that, is to actually just come back here with the tee, aim it on the mini map towards where the flag is, and we're gonna gain like 15%, plus the maniacs is another 8, so we're gonna gain like a quarter of the distance that it says. So we can go down to like a 7-wood. That'll get me roughly 300 yards. That one right there will get me an additional 66 yards to 333. So if I need to lose 11, we'll take off like 4% with the maniacs. We're going to aim to the left side of the green and take off 4%. And just blast it over the trees because of the tailwind. And as you can see, it's a much more manageable putt. It only works on that tee box when you have wind behind your back. It doesn't need to be straight behind your back, but you need wind pushing the ball to gain the distance so you can use those higher lofted clubs like your 6-wood and 7-wood. I've heard of a 9-wood catching the backside of the mountain and getting on with 17-mile-an-hour wind. I personally have never done that. Here, a lot of people like to drive up here and then go up that long blue strip. As many people have seen, I don't. I go for this little thing because it's just always, unless you have tailwind, again, it's always a 9-wood just swung full. If you have tailwind, take it down to like 96, 97%. Plus, no matter where the pin is, here's the secret. No matter where the pin is on the green, you can attack the pin because it gives you that up 8. So it's going to land and roll down some. If it's back there towards the back of the green, you're always going to be attacking with a 4-wood or a 3-wood. So it eliminates a lot of that roll and you get more of your left 1 or right 1 or left 2 bounce. So we're going to leave it as a 4-wood. My rule of thumb, it's not precise. I kind of know the yardages per club with the insiders. But my rule of thumb is whatever the distance says, where it says 274, you're going to lose about 2%. So you're going to lose anywhere from 5 to, it's actually kind of reversed. You'll lose about 5 yards with a 3-wood. You'll lose about 7 yards with a 5-wood. So with a 4-wood, we're going to lose about 6 yards to 268. So we're perfect there, but we do have a forward wind. So we're going to take off just a hair over 1%. We got a 3.5 left and a left 1, so that's a 4 left. And we're actually going to go a little bit more than a 4 because since it is downhill so much and it's going to get that far left kick, it's going to kick more than you think. So we're going to go a little bit more than what we should. And we're going to take off like just a hair under 1%. And hopefully we can get that left 1 kick. See, we didn't quite get enough kick. If we take a mulligan, I went a little bit too much extra, so if I go about like right here maybe, take off that hair under 1% to like right about there, we should be getting in GSP range. Really, you see, really close at the hole. These pins in Elk Back, I've had a talk with a couple guys. Elk Back is such an attackable course once you learn how they play. The best advice I can give you is go to holes you're struggling on and just repeat them, but memorize what's happening. Especially, what I like to do is I like to find when I'm attacking a hole with a directly sideways wind, so I know that there's no wind effect, and then I'll just hit a full shot with a 5-wood. And I'll say, okay, the 5-wood said it was 274, and I hit a full shot, and it went 280. So I know what I'm gaining. I'm gaining about 2.3%. Again, that's how you calculate your elevation. Once you know your elevation never changes. No matter what club you're using, no matter what the wind is. The only thing that changes is the wind. Those very, very far down greens like that, and you're going to see this when we get to the next hole, the wind has more effect than what it should say. All right, here, this hole here, I love this hole. So many people want to snipe it. They want to use a roll ball to kind of counter that up 8. I don't. I play that roll, even if it's in the back. Even if it's on one of those little bottom tips that you'll see right there, those 2 tips staying out, I always attack it with an iron and let the hill do what it's going to do. I'm going to go ahead and adjust for the wind real quick and for the left slope. It's going to be somewhere around right there. We're going to get a very weird shot to the right and then a kick back to the left. So we're going to go somewhere, we're going to say somewhere around right there maybe. Right, we'll go right about there. Okay. My 245 is the same as the distance to the pin, so I'm good with that. My 2-iron is going to lose. I need to take off once I get my power with the 2-iron and the 3-iron and the 4-iron. I base it off 2%. The 3-iron, you take off exactly 2. The 4-iron, you take off a little less than 2. And with the 2-iron, it's a little more than 2. And the reason why is the higher loft clubs have more effect from the up 8. So with the 2-iron, I got to take off just a hair more than 2. We'll say 2.5%. But I need to add about 1% back because of that downwind. So we're going to go down like 1.5%-ish. Somewhere around. And then look straight. Fuck. That's good. We're going to go down like 1.5%-ish. To like right. I think we'll go right about there. And let that club fight with the green slope and do what it's going to do. Same thing. If I sit here. Now, direct headwind, direct tailwind are going to have much stronger effects. I say they play true. A down 4, I'm going to add 4%, maybe even 5. Because the wind is having such an effect on the ball because it's in the air much longer than it normally would be. So, see, now it's 243 instead of 245. So we're going to take off, if I take off just 1%, which would normally have got me to the hole, I think I'm actually going to be a little past the hole now. Oh, about right. Whatever. It changed the distance on the map, but it kept the actual distance the same. Alright, and then hole 18. Hole 18 plays a bunch of different ways. It just depends on the setup. Sometimes we'll have this setup over here where it's to the right and we have a very left wind, and it sucks. Because what you'd have to do is aim over here. Say, okay, I'm going to go about right there. I'm going to swing full, and I'm going to clip the mountain. No bueno. So what I have to do here is I have to aim over here. I don't want to add a curve to my upslope because it's going to take off distance. So I'm going to aim where I want to go. I'm going to go to the left a little bit, and then I'm going to change my downslope just a hair to the right to try to send it back to the right and curve over that thing. And when you're in that pin place right there, where you have to curve around, it's kind of a crapshoot for GSPs. But I'm not going to argue with a right 7, 12-foot putt. I'm just going to click a few times to the left and auto putt it. You could probably auto putt a right 7 at 12 feet and just catch the right side of the hole. But I'm going to click a few clicks to the left in case I miss swipe on my putt. And as you can see, minus 14, nothing, never anything wrong with what we call perfect to par. 62,000 GSPs. I did take a mulligan to redo a shot and got me 20,000, so I would have still had 40,000, 30-something, 40,000 GSPs. It's a money pit. Elk Back is so much fun. I know not all of you guys are playing with insiders. I don't expect you to, so if you have any questions, just remember, play it with your club set. Use my videos as a guide. You play it with your club set. Campaign mode before you go into contest and learn where your clubs can reach. Because, if you're using, let's say detonator clubs, your 9-wood's probably not going to reach up there on that little drop down. I think it was hole 15 or whatever that I high teed the 9-wood up. But it might reach with a Maniacs. But what's going to happen if you have 15-mile-an-hour wind in your face? You're going to get the height for the Maniacs, but it's going to blow the ball right back at you. You've got to kind of play around your club set. And I understand not everybody. Now, if you're playing on expert, there's not even there's no necessity to club up to insiders unless you're playing a course like Desert Back, because Desert Back can give you some setups on expert where you're just not going to reach with pyros. Now, they give you setups on Desert Back where you're not even going to reach with insiders. You've got to, the one thing I'll leave you with, and then I've got to go tend to 3 screaming kids, is I have to tell myself this often while I'm playing. Take your medicine. If I have a shot that I think I can take, and I look at it and I set it up, and normally it involves crazy wind that just contradicts the shot, and I'm like, I can't make that shot, like it's too far, or the wind's gonna blow me into the mountain or something like that. Take your medicine and lay up, or take your medicine and don't go for the flag. Aim for the fat of the green. I've said it before, I'll say it a million times, trust your putting. If you learn how to putt, you don't need to hunt for GSPs on every shot or make those, get it within 15 feet. Don't be afraid to put it on the... I'd rather be on the green with a 50-foot right six putt than miss the green and have to flop out of a bunker. Because you're going to make the putt way more often. So if the green's available, but it's not near the flag, and it's a much more comfortable shot to you, just get on the green. And even if you don't make the putt, it'll get you in tune with your putting. And your putting is where you're going to make, the most of your strokes at. It's where you're going to save your game. If you learn how to putt better than anything else, you're going to watch your scores drop drastically over your time playing. So, I hope that helped. Any questions, feel free to comment. As always, my inbox is open to anybody that has any feedback or comments. Like most of you know already, for you, those of you that are just tuning in, I am Brian Davis on Facebook in the Golden Tee Mobile Facebook page. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed.